All right. Good evening, everyone. We are so excited, always excited to be hosting this. And today I have someone very interesting who is going to be gracing our virtual stage. And I'm really excited. I'm always excited, always excited. So my name is Agnes Onyekeridisu. And of course, I'm hosting the men's spotlight today, and we are spotlighting someone amazing. I keep saying amazing for a reason. Okay, so you know how we do it. We like to just tell stories of how initiatives started, and all that. We just like to go in, having the person running this organization holding us by the hand and just telling us, oh, this is what happened, this was how we started, and all that. So basically, that's it. And I'm just going to let our guests do the honors of introducing herself. So, yes, over to you.
Thank you so much, Agnes. I'm so happy to be on the show. I've been looking forward to being on the show since it started. And yeah, finally, I'm here. I'm so glad that you're hosting me today. My name is Mercy Sharon Eyetaru, and I'm a team lead at Growth Global Africa in Uganda. And we have a tagline. It's Tufanye Pamoja, and in Swahili, it means that let's work together. Yes.
Let's work together. Call it. Say it in Uganda. What's the language called?
Tufanye pamoja in Swahili.
Oh, Swahili. To
Yes.
mafe what?
Tufanye pamoja.
Tufaye pamoja.
Tufanye pamoja. Yes, it means let's work
Tufaye
together.
pamoja. Let's work together. Wow.
Yes,
Tufaye
that tag.
pamoja. I will start saying that now. We need to work together.
Yes.
All right. I've learned one line of Swahili. Yes. I'm feeling myself now. I'm feeling myself. All right. So I think we should just move forward to the point where, in fact, I don't know why I had not introduced you on the program before. Like, it did not even cross my mind. Like, I have no idea. You should be one of the first people on this show. What?
Oh,
Yes. What are you talking about? Like, to
I
think that we
know.
actually have a partnership that we're working on for months. Like, it's wow. That's another talk for another day. But yes, I'm so glad
Yeah.
that you're here today. So how's
Thank you.
Uganda?
Oh, Uganda is okay. Yeah, we are trying. The weather is it's a bit rainy and it slows down project implementation, but yeah, we are doing everything possible to try and work.
Okay, so what's one thing that Uganda is known for?
Ooh, Rolex. Have you heard of a Rolex?
No.
Oh my god. When you visit Uganda you should try eating a Rolex.
Okay, is it edible?
Yes.
Oh
Not the
wow.
it's not
No,
the
I've not
one.
even heard of it.
Yes, it's a street food. We even have a Rolex festival. Just so you know.
Wow. What's it
That's
made
what
of? Like made of
a chapati and eggs.
eggs.
It's wrapped with eggs, onions, tomatoes, cabbages, everything, and it's a wrap. More like a shawarma,
Wow.
but it's different.
Oh, okay. It wants to sound like our own local salad. All right. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to try it. It's called Rolex.
Yes.
Wow. Wow, guys. Wow. Okay. So
When
I
you
want
come
us
to
to talk
Uganda,
about,
make sure
yeah.
you try that first.
Yes. Yes, I should. I should try it.
Yes.
Okay. So what's the power situation in your country? Do you guys always have power?
No. We always have power at least every week. Power has to go like twice or thrice.
Only
Sometimes
twice in the entire week.
twice or thrice, though sometimes it could even take 2 weeks depending on where you're staying and the problem that you're facing with the distributor of power. Here we call them umeme limited. They're the ones that distribute power. So it depends really on your location, where you are, the road network. etc, because some areas are hard to reach for them maybe, and understaffed. So really, power is
Okay,
another issue
talk to
that
us
affects.
about the power situation in your space.
In my space, it goes
Yeah.
twice a week. Yeah, twice a week.
When and when?
It can go like on Tuesday night, and it will come back on Wednesday evening,
Okay.
and then it will go the other
Wednesday
day
evening.
after. Yes, like twice.
Wow. Okay. At least you know and you're informed that at that time you just know that Wednesday this is what it is,
Yes,
Tuesday night this is what it is. So you know that at this time there's no power and it's like that.
I prepare for it.
Wow. 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 I
It's
must
about to
congratulate your country. Because over here you will just hear pa NEPA don't take light. You know what NEPA don't take light?
oh my
You
god.
know NEPA don't take light. It means that the public electricity is gone. Like it just cuts off. Like you'll be doing
Yeah,
something in the middle of something, and that's all. That's it. Nobody tells you, oh, there's not going to be power. By this time, nobody tells you anything. In fact,
a surprise.
when there's power for an entire day, we start to celebrate and be like, oh my God, what has happened like this? There's something wrong. We start saying, is there something wrong? Because I mean, so even though where I stay, we have like constant power to some extent. That's the best I've experienced since I was born, to be honest. It's called it's Ogudu area of Lagos State. So in this space, you kind of have a power, but nobody tells you. It will just go off when it likes. Really, it just go off, and when they like, they bring it back. So
Mm.
um there's no, oh, we know, we are informed by this time so that you can plan your day, plan your stuff. No, it's not. You just take it, bring it when they like. Sometimes you just be in the middle of stuff and that's it. And we don't know when next, and we'll be praying to God that it comes really soon. So that's funny, that's funny. Okay. All right. So let's get back to
Yes,
GGA.
GTA tufanye pamoja.
Yes, yes. Let's work together. Abby? Yes, that's it.
Yeah,
Great. So tell us about GGA. How did it come about? What's the story behind it?
I think it starts from when I was young. I've always had a leadership element in me. Like even in school, when I would see an injustice, I would always be the first to say, "Don't do this, don't do." Like I always had that thing of fighting for people and wanting to see better. And then when I reached university, there is a friend of mine who was facing a situation of sexual harassment, and she was so disgruntled. However, she could not tell anyone. And then
Mm,
when we found out, because when you have a friend, you always need to like investigate and find out why they're changing, why they're not the same anymore. So we
mm.
had to find out, and someone was harassing her. I told her, "Don't worry, I am going for this person." So I had to go and intimidate him and tell him, "We are going to arrest you for this and this and that." And I was like, wow, I just did that. And it was amazing. It was a very good feeling to help someone. And
Yeah.
then from there, I was like, I think I need to get serious with this. I love this. I love empowering people. I love being
Yes,
there for
standing
people.
up for people.
Yes, yes, yes. And yeah, so I started. Meanwhile, it was not GGA from the beginning. So let me start. It had a different name. As you know, when I was writing the organization profile, um, it had a different name. It was called Pamoja Development Strategy. Though as I
Hmm.
kept on evolving, I realized the name was not progressive, and I felt like there were so many people that had the same words like that. So I had to change a bit. I had to change a bit, and When we got into the writing of the organization profile, I had friends around and yeah, consulted a few people. We came up with the profile and it was good to go. And we started on the branding, the logo. I designed it myself. You know, when you're starting as a young person, no resources, nothing. You can't risk losing a coin, asking someone to do for you something. So I had to download all graphics designing apps and what to learn most of these things. Started doing grant writing courses. I have a lot of certificates in that. I had to do a lot of reading because when you're young, imagine you have no money to start, but you have the passion. So you need
Yeah.
to yeah. So you need to look at the opportunity cost and realize that there are certain things I need to learn. There are so many online courses that are free that you can enroll in and learn the skills and do the thing yourself. As long as you want it, other things can always come in later. So I learned a lot of that stuff as I was designing the organization profile. I had to come up with the donor database as well. I had to come up with the thematic areas we're going to work in. And so we have an overall. I'm going to explain that we are evolving, and the center of the organization right now is empowering African communities for sustainable growth, equity, and resilience in the face of climate change, with a focus on children, adolescent girls, and women. So, everything about those three categories has something to do with climate change. We designed a program in schools. It's called the Climate Champion Program. It has an education series for learners in primary schools, and it also has clubs. And then we have a safe space project as well for adolescent girls in schools, as well in relation to climate change. And then for women, a financial inclusion program,
Yeah.
and it also has a climate. Yes, it has a climate element in it. Like as a woman, if I'm starting a business, I need to make sure that I am climate conscious because at the end of the day, we are the keepers of the climate, we are the keepers of the environment, we are the ones that protect Earth. At the end of the day, we are the ones that get the food that we use to feed our families. It's the women that look for the water, the care work, it all revolves around climate. So it's up to us in whatever that we are going to do, we need to be conscious about climate and conserving the environment because it's our home. Yeah. Have I said everything?
Yeah, I'm following the story. And then you started off with, when you had to defend someone. That story was, I felt like,
Yeah.
yes,
Yes,
that was
because
a
I feel
beautiful
like
one. You have to
sometimes,
stand up for your
'cause I
friend.
feel like, yes, because I feel like sometimes we have the power to do these things, but you need that one event that will change everything and you can't go back. You just like be like, yeah, this is what I have to do. This is what I understand. And this is my calling.
Great. So, for that story now, I'm trying to understand how you're also trying to imbibe that into GGA. So, do you kind of like do like advocacy for like female girls, who are going through things like this?
Yes, we do advocacy. We actually started a YouTube channel, or we are setting up, let me say, we are setting up a media hub. It's called the Tuongea Media Hub. It means let's talk. So it's for women, girls, and children that are facing any form of violence. The children are facing child abuse. So it's a platform that we are going to be using for advocacy. Besides our social media platforms, we've been going to schools and we get notes from learners, children, and they write anonymously to us. They write notes, and then when we go, we address each note according to what the individual wrote. And we don't even know who wrote it, but as long as we address, the person will always get the message and the solution to their problem there. So we advocate.
Wow, wow. Okay, let's talk about challenges.
Oh my, yes,
Yeah.
there are many.
Yeah, let's talk about challenges. Like, how has it been? Because I know you trying to, come up with a social impact initiative. It just feels like the whole world is just against you. I don't know how it
Yeah,
works, but you're trying to solve a problem, then everything just comes on you. So just kindly share what that is for you in your own context.
yeah. So there are very many challenges. First of all, one challenge I've struggled with is the right people to work with.
Hmm.
Like, it's so difficult to have someone who's like you, to have someone who has that drive.
Hmm.
People always
Yeah.
make fun of young people in Africa that we are so lazy, we don't care, we are just into other things, leisure and all that. But it's so difficult to find someone that is like you, the energies. So that's one of the challenges that I've faced. You always feel, and it ends up leading to burnout, because you find yourself doing the most.
Everything.
Whenever there is a gap, whenever someone has not done something, you're going to go an extra mile and do it yourself. You started it, you cannot give up. So you need to be at the forefront of everything. I had to go and do courses for each theme we do. I've done like, on top of the degree that I have, I have courses for every theme that we do. In case something happens, I can do it. I look through all the projects. I am always part of tailoring them, so I know every detail. In case of anything, I can always step up and fill in that gap. And another challenge is that partnerships with bigger
Hmm.
organizations. Oh my God, we have to convince. We have a lot of convincing to do. Like, people have that
Yeah.
perception, young people are not serious, young people are this and that. Are you going to implement, are you serious about what you're doing? So that partnerships with people like you, people like me, we understand each other. It's so easy. We come and you're like, yes, I want to do this, and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm going to be with you in this, and then we are good to go. But these big organizations that could put us to the next level, that could even help us in resource mobilization, reaching them, there are so many barriers, bureaucracies. You send an email to the other person, it's not read, and you have to send it to another person. Yeah, but we persist. We're not giving up. And I think the last one is that in Uganda we have a challenge of mindset.
Hmm.
Most communities where we work in, especially, we still have people that are very, very, very ignorant. Like,
Hmm.
so we are trying, actually, we want to introduce a mindset change program, like at least a bit of training before we implement a project, or before we start up something. Because we recently had an activity on sexual reproductive health rights for women, and what it could implicate, or what it would lead as a disadvantage to them. So during that activity, I noticed that so many women go through the pregnancy without any knowledge, without any idea, like without knowing what they're getting into, without knowing that if I don't eat certain foods, I'm going to give birth to a child who has spina bifida, or I'm going to give birth to a child who has sickle cell, or I'm going to give birth to, all those details. And people felt like it was not important to know. Like, there is that mindset change that we need to get into. Like, that's one of the
Hmm.
challenges. It's so difficult to train people that don't believe in certain things.
Yeah.
It's so we need to, and yeah, that mindset change is a typical serious challenge, especially in implementation.
Yeah, I think I get you. I think yesterday I was just doing a study and I realized that we work with women in low income communities, and I realized that in this part of the world there are some men that actually believe that when the woman is able to make her own money, she cannot be a good wife. That women who are able to make money for themselves, they would end up not being good wives, or if they they were good wives before, they would pan out, becoming not good or bad, something like that, and they'll start looking down on their husbands, those kind of things. And I'm like, that's a mindset. Like, I understand that there are women who can be
Yeah.
like that, but you
Yeah.
cannot just assume that that's how women are. So make sure she's not doing anything that will take her out to, get a job or do her own stuff or make her own money. Make sure you don't allow that, because she's going to end up, being a bad wife. So those are
Yeah.
mindset issues that you need to start. So if we're looking at going in the long run, I'm already looking at how we start to involve the men in the picture. We start to involve the husbands, to say, oh, we are doing this thing, oh, and this is not to say that your wife will now become something else, and all that, because she actually needs all the support that she can get from the family front as well. So they are actually a very important part of what we do. So it's going to be like a mindset shift from different angles, plus from the men, the women, and all that. Because there are some women that can be like that as well. Oh, I make my money now. Everybody should just get out. That kind of thing. So
No
which is
downfall.
not, yeah, which
Yeah.
is which is not, you are spoiling the work, because
Yeah.
we're not there to, shatter relationships or anything. We are there to
Yeah.
build, right? So I think I understand that, this mindset thing, it can be very intense, and to some extent it has the capability of actually halting what you are there to do. You'll
Yeah.
be surprised that little things like that will just spoil everything for you.
Yes.
So those
Yes.
are things that we need to actually be very conscious about, those mindset issues,
Yeah.
cultural issues, those
Yes.
minute things
Definitely.
that they can be very big. So I
Someone
really
can
want us to
have a
touch
belief.
on, yeah, I didn't get that.
Yeah. I was saying that it could be some, we have different upbringings. So someone could have learned something at the age of 4 and they are 35. Oh my God. You have to take them through a gradual process for them to let go of their beliefs. I was
Yeah,
told
yeah.
this. This is what I know. For us in our family, we beat women and it's okay, you know?
Wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow.
So mind change
Wow.
can be very, very important because it's a serious challenge that can halt a project from getting done.
Yeah, that's true. So let's talk about the challenge of funding. How have you been able to manage? Because I really want to know. That is what we call it, the cocoa. I really want to know the cocoa. What is that thing? What have
Yeah.
you been doing? Because at least you've gotten down. You've had quite a journey. So how have you been able to go from point A to point B to point C?
Yeah.
And this is where you are now. So how has it been, like, fundraising wise?
Woo. So fundraising, fortunately, like I told you, done, I've done the courses and yeah. And then on the side, it was my job when I was still employed somewhere. So and really, the organization has been fully active for 3 years.
Okay.
However, I started writing grants this year
Mm.
because before we were not ready, honestly. Even if someone had given us that money, we would waste it. Like, we were not
Mm.
ready. So we need to know our organizations and know if you have the capacity. In case I am given this kind of money, can we implement really? Like, you need to look at yourself. And I wanted us to focus on branding. Those previous years, that was the main thing. We have really worked hard on branding. So hard on branding. Like right now, if we write a grant proposal, chances of not getting would be very minimal because we have done the work, you know? So I have been writing, though we started this year to actively write grants for the organization. That is the truth. And we are writing for 2025. However, we've been having individual donors. I think you saw our social media platforms. We had visitors from Belgium. We are working on a partnership, and the project is going to be implemented next year. So we've
Wow.
been working, yes. So we've been working with individual donors for the time, and now we are getting into organizational funding, because for them they have the bigger budgets. Individual donors can really help, but their budgets are not so big, and the projects are usually not long lasting, like the organizational funding that we would get from organizations like maybe UNDP, or which other ones, the Ford Foundation, and other organizations. But it's very important to have both. I have designed a program. I think I need to share that program with you. It's very good for funding. It's an international volunteer program, and
Oh,
it's
okay.
also for 2025. Yes, I've been designing it for so long, and it's a collaboration where international volunteers come in to volunteer. However, they have to there are terms and conditions for them to contribute to each project they are assigned to. Let me say someone has come from Germany and they want to volunteer in Uganda for 3 weeks with us. We can assign them to a partner school, or if they want to work, we can assign them to work with the climate clubs that we have in school, and they will have to contribute to that particular project. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a very beautiful program. I designed it. And yeah, we are still working on the donor database. So
Okay.
that's more about the funding. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I cannot wait to see it.
yes, but the thing with us is that we want to write. I always tell people that don't write a grant if you know you're not eligible. Go and read. If they said have this, have that, have a budget, have social media platforms, read them well and good. Pass that one. Go and get those things right. You know, work on your branding, work on your social media, work on having people to work with. Because technical support is very important. You're not going to be alone implementing a project. Do the research, have the statistics. If they are funding teenage pregnancies, where is the proof, where is the evidence? I'm sure there. For us, ours is called Uganda Bureau of Statistics. They always have statistics uploaded on each and every issue. So you go to the academia, Makerere University. It's the biggest university here in Uganda. They are research based. They also do research. Yeah, so we should always have the evidence. And I'm telling you, this year we are ranking. We've so far sent 20. So our focus is by the end of this year we should have 70 proposals out there.
Yay. Wow, wow, wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Woo!
That's the
Okay.
spirit. Yeah.
Yes, that's the spirit. That's the point. Okay. So you mentioned that if you had gotten funding earlier on, you wouldn't have used it well and you were not ready. Tell us what you were not ready meant. Um, what was that thing that you had to now sit down and do for you
Yes.
to say, okay, now we are ready to start?
The idea was there, but we were not like in the community yet, you know.
Okay.
But now we have built a community. Even if you were to visit us in Uganda right now, I would take you to our communities where we are working, and they know about us. We are recognized. We are known by the local authorities there. But before it was not there.
Oh,
Like the structures were not proper. But right now, the structures are there, and yeah, I think we are ready, very much ready.
wow. Okay, so walk us through the. I'm trying to say this without. All right, let me just go through it. Let me just go. Let me just throw it. At what point did you get to before you told yourself, okay, now I'm going to, focus on GGA. I'm just going to focus on doing this thing and putting all my weight on it.
Yeah, I was working with an international organization, and it was interesting to work there. And though I felt like there was a lot of exploitation, they would exploit young people, and it was meanwhile employment was mainly for young people for this good if you know the position I had. Oh my god, it was so big for my age, and the salary was very very little. And back already, the organization profile was somewhere in the laptop seated. But I just needed to learn the environment, work with people, get to know people in the industry, the challenges, and understand a bit of the how the NGO space runs. So I was working, and I felt like I was being limited because my work was entirely office based, and I wanted to be both in the office, in the field, like I wanted to be hands on, but I was being limited. So I needed a space where I would exhaust myself, where I would fulfill my potential without being limited by anything, or you have to ask the other person to do this. The everything has to pass through other people. You have an idea, and working with people. Okay, I don't want to sound so rude, but working with older people, like people who are above 35, they take long to make decisions, which is very different with us young people these days. We are very innovative, we are very quick. You have this solution on something and you work on it, and boom, you're already doing it. But now people who are older, they take long to process. Like they're used to things of long ago. You can have a very good project and an idea, and it will take like 5 years to get approved. That is how it was before. But now things are changing. For us, you can do something, and within 2 weeks, you're up and running. Yeah. I was like, I need that space where I am able to do whatever I'm supposed to do, where I can fulfill my potential, where I can, exhaust myself. And that's GGA.
Okay, so how did you expect yourself to fund GGA at that point when you had to quit?
I knew it
Mm.
was not easy because my job was really resource mobilization, and I know how hectic it is. It's very demanding. It's a very demanding department. So I really knew that in the beginning, it's going to be me putting in without getting anything, and that's the hardest part. That's why people that started something that they're not passionate about give up. And we need to be very passionate, because that period when you don't have funding, when you don't have any hope of even getting funding, that's when you need to do the most, because funding will
Mm.
come out of the things that you're doing. Yeah. So funding will come as a result of the projects you've implemented. It will show resilience. It will show
Mm.
commitment. It will show passion. Even if someone wants to fund you, they would be surprised that, if she could do this with
On her own
less.
without funds.
Yes, if she could do this on her own without any single coin, then what about when she has funding? She would do magic.
You have not answered my question though. How did you fund yourself? How did you fund yourself at the point where you had to resign and quit the job?
Oh, the yeah. I would solicit. I have a consultancy. I write proposals for other organizations. So, and I used to organize grant writing trainings, and I would get some money from that, and then from individual donors, friends, relatives. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So at this point, would you advise young people who, are saying they have passion, like they have the passion to solve problems, would you suggest that they just go all out, or they should actually be doing their 9 to 5 and doing their initiatives? What's your advice?
Um, if you, I feel like if someone has a passion to do something, right now we are going into doing things we understand, honestly. Because 9 to 5, yes, you can do 9 to 5, but if it's not your purpose, it will not be fulfilling at the end of the day. Even if you are paid, even if it will still, something will still bother you, and it will always, put you into thoughts, and you want to think about your passion each and every day. So I feel like young people, if you have the passion, if you really really understand your passion, and you know how to fulfill your passion, nothing should scare you. Just get up, start with whatever that you have, even if however little it is. Just start from there and keep building from that. I'm telling you, there is progress for people that work so hard, and for people that are committed, and for people that know what they want. And they should know that it never comes easy. Hard work, it takes hard work.
Mm,
We rarely sleep. When I was writing grant proposals, there is no decent sleep. You will lose sleep. It's lonely at the top. You're going to lose friends. You're going to be very lonely. You would feel like you're a loser. Sometimes you feel like, hey, it's not working out. It's all part of the process. So many people have felt it. The richest people have felt it when they were starting out. And yeah, that it's a stage. So I feel like whoever has a passion, they can always go for it. And do not listen to negative. I
wow.
personally don't listen to negative people, and I don't want to hear any negativity around me. If anyone wants to come with negativity, like young people, no, 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 no. I don't want to listen to negativity. If you cannot advise me to go forward, don't tell me anything.
Ah, I like that. I like that. No negative vibes around. Yes, we
No
want good
negative
vibes,
vibe.
positive vibes. Yes,
Yeah, only
that's it. I
positive
love
vibe.
that. I love that. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are wrapping this up. And so
Okay.
I'd like to hear from you those very wonderful moments, those moments that, you just felt, this, it was, everything is worth it. Can you share
Yeah.
maybe one of those moments where you just felt, no, 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 this was good. It was a good decision to, be doing this.
Yes. Um. When we were when we were invited by the Ministry of Health to take
Wow.
part, to take part in designing the concept paper that we are going to present at the COP29 in Baka. It's going to happen next month. I was like, wow, we are doing a good job. And we were representing women and adolescent girls, how climate change affects women and adolescent girls. So our contribution was to make sure that the concept paper is gender sensitive and women are represented at the COP29 when Uganda goes to the COP. I was so happy. I was like, yes, we are on the right track. We are recognized. At least they're appreciating the work we are doing, and they see us. So yeah, I was so so happy to represent GGA at the symposium.
Wow, wow, wow. I must commend you and your amazing team. Yeah, so what's your team looking like at this point? So the journey from just you, so what is it looking like now?
Yes, the journey from just me to we are 5 now.
Wow.
Yes, we are 5. We have we recently recruited someone. She is a PhD student at Makerere University. She comes from Zimbabwe. She
Wow.
reached, yes, she's now our resource mobilization officer. So she's going to be handling all the grant writing. So we are doing it together. So she's helping in, and also with the international volunteer program, because she's very well connected in Europe and in America. So she's going to specifically handle that program. Yeah, so we are so happy to have her on board. Um, we have we have other two ladies. One is also a master's student. People love education, and I love working with such people. Yeah, and then we have and each of them have a project that they are running. So we have a safe space project, and then we have our child rights focal person. So there are 5 positions, and then we have our communications and partnerships, and then we have the team lead.
Great, 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 great. Well done, well done. Okay, so what are your final words?
Oh wow. My final words are: I love Africans. I love Africa. I feel like young African, African youth, African people, regardless of wherever they are, it's our time to change Africa. It's our time to turn Eurocentric approaches to development to Afrocentric. It's in our hands to change Africa, and not anyone else will do it for us. It's us to do it for ourselves. So I am calling upon all African young people. Let's do whatever we can to change Africa. Wherever you are, whatever you can do, if it's in women, if it's in, there's so many sustainable development goals that we can choose from. So let's get to work. Let's not sit around unemployment. You've seen those statistics where they say, oh, young people in Africa are struggling. They're into drugs, they're into alcohol and all that lousy stuff. We need to prove people that we are serious. We are here to work. We want to sit at the table. We want to make decisions. We want to take part in programs that are going to affect our future, either positively or negatively. Those are my last words. And thank you for having me, Agnes. I'm so happy. I'm so glad to be with you today, and looking forward to our partnership, our
Yes,
fundamental
I'm looking forward to
partnership.
that. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm sure it's
Yes.
going to happen.
And
It
I can't
has to
wait.
happen.
Yes. And
Yeah,
I can't wait
yeah.
to visit you that side.
Yeah, I cannot wait to. I cannot wait. So thank you so much for sharing those beautiful words. Those beautiful words. I like how you ended the program, just mentioning the fact that as young people, there's no Messiah coming. There's
Yeah.
nobody coming. Nobody's coming. When I started internalizing that to myself, a lot of things changed. I started telling myself, nobody's coming. So you either stand up and get something done. Nobody's going to help you. Don't expect anybody to come and help you. Nobody's coming. Zero. Nobody. So we need to
No.
stand up. If there's something wrong, we have to find a way to make it right. That's just what it is. So I teach Sunday school in church, and for the children's class. And last week or so, I got two children in my class saying, we hate Nigeria, we hate this country. There's nothing left. They're just waiting to see how they would jackpot. That they run away. Just go somewhere. Stay there as long as possible so that they get and become citizens. And all, and just forget that this country is bad. I felt very sad. I felt very sad hearing that from young Nigerians who we are hoping are supposed to be the future of the country. And then they are the one saying, because he's just really small,
Yeah.
and then he's the one saying, oh no, because these are the echoes they hear from the adults in their lives. That's just what it is. They hear this a lot, so they have internalized it. So we need to be adults who are saying positive things, so that people around, especially the younger people around us, can start to get that positive vibe. Because if we are
Yeah.
saying that we want to all leave the continent, Where do you want to go to? Very soon, those people will start telling you, go back. You're overpopulating our countries. Go back. So we don't want that, because at the end of the day, somebody made one analogy and he felt that was so profound. The person said that if you are in a room and there's no door, there's no window, you're stuck in a room, you're just inside that room, and a fire just starts, like a fire starts from nowhere, what would you do? There's no door, no window to run. What would you do? You do all you can to ensure that that fire just goes down, because there's nowhere we are going. We're not going anywhere. Like, that fire has to go off, right? But imagine that you are in a house, fire erupts. The first thing you're thinking of doing is window. Where's the door? Where's the window? Right? That's what happens. We have to start telling ourselves that, see, there's nowhere else to go. This is the only, you know, mother country. This is the only country. This is the only motherland that we have. We need to start protecting it like that. Like, there's no doors, no windows. So that's
Mm.
how we're supposed to do it. That's the way we are supposed to see it. Because if a light bulb just goes off, or it spoils, and then we are telling ourselves we are leaving the entire house because something is spoiled, then where exactly is wrong with us? Right? So I don't know. There's that ending statement, or that statement that you ended with, was so profound. Like, young people, I mean, I don't know what we are doing, but we need to start solving the problems from our own very space. What are you doing in your space to even solve the problem in the world? Those are the
Yeah.
things we need to start, because people think that you need to have money, so much money, you need to have so much influence, you need to be popular before you do anything that would help the world, or make the world a better place. But that's not true. You can start
Yeah.
just right where you are. If everybody, there's somebody that still said, if everybody will wake up and sweep the front of their house, the entire world will be clean. Right? So that's what we need to do. That's what we need to
Yeah.
do. So this was so profound. Thank you so much, Mercy. I really
Thank
appreciate
you,
this. I really
Agnes.
appreciate this.
I
Thank
do.
you, thank you, thank you. All right, guys. So we've come to
For
the end of
having
today's
me.
program. This is where we draw the curtain, and it was really nice having Mercy. This has been long overdue, so I'm really glad that this has happened. So yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.